The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash,
A roundtable of Cowboys insiders
dropping wisdom
and offering sizzling takes
on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys.
Now, your host,
Newy Scruggs.
Let's ride on the Media Mash. Let's ride. I'm back from baseballing, everybody. I'm back here on the show after the month I spent.
The show? I see what you did there.
Covering the World Series. Clarence Hill, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com. The author, the legend of the book, which is called Coach Prime and the Making of Men. What's it on the bestsellers list now? Number what?
Wow. No, we're not there yet.
We're not there?
We on Amazon.
Amazon's?
We're number 6 up there.
Number 6?
Yeah,
and rising.
Yeah.
6 and rising as we get ready to go into the holiday season.
I'm just trying to figure out is, the coming out of the book is why the team started losing. I'm just asking the question.
It be your own people. It be your own people.
Right?
Your own people,
Clarence
man.
always asks the difficult questions.
It be your own people, man.
It's all love, man. We care because we care.
Is it love?
We care because we care.
It's love, man.
He know it's love. We've been doing it a long time.
I read something today on Twitter. It said,
It's dangerous now.
But it was good. It said,
okay.
God protect me from my friends because I can deal with my enemies. That's what it said.
That's
what
good.
it said.
That's
So,
good. He also said we care because we care.
Nah, really?
Yeah.
Where?
When I stop messing with you, mean I don't like you.
What book
when
is
I
that
stop
in?
messing with you, mean I don't like
What
you.
book is that in?
I don't waste my jokes on people that I don't like.
Hi, Nick.
The Book of Chill.
Somewhere by the Book of Mormon over there. Chill. All right, Nick. Cowboys talking in the room today. What'd you get out of it?
Yeah, we got to talk to Martavis Bryant for the first time since he's been in the building. Definitely reserved and calm-mannered. Especially, I'd done a lot of digging yesterday just on what his time looked like when he was with the Steelers and his last year with the Raiders, and then the very few public availabilities he's had since then, whether it be in the XFL or when he first made it to the CFL. He never actually played in the CFL, but yeah, a lot more calm-mannered, reserved, grateful for the opportunity that he has to be back here in Dallas, or just to be back in the NFL. Period. It was cool to be able to talk to him, just kind of see where his journey has taken him in the last 5 years. He was a little, reserved and wanting to talk about details, but he was quick to take accountability for his actions that, led him to that 5-year suspension. And as far as what he could do here in Dallas, man, he's going to start on the practice squad. He said he's going to have to ramp up to football speed. He says he's still got his speed. He's going to have to be able to ramp it up in a football area. But looking forward, do you see any impact in my evaluation right now? I don't say yes at all. Yeah, I know that's getting thrown off. I don't say yes at all, but you look at his physical size and his physique. He looks good, like 6'4", every bit of it, 220 pounds, looks good physically. I think he can be a physical presence as a type of red zone target, but you haven't seen it in 5 years. So
That's a long time, bro.
Yeah, it's a long time, and he's 31 years old. We'll see what he has tomorrow at practice. We won't be able to see a whole lot, but that's going to be his first opportunity to get with the coaches and see what he can do.
Chill. Why?
Well, why is he's like the Bigfoot. It was like it was fun because I did obviously the press conference with him and talking to him and just him walking in there. Big dude. I mean, just imposing. Big. He's a big. When you say big receiver, big 6'4", big receiver. Okay, so talking to Dak and I walk out with Dak and he said, "That's a big dude." He said, "I ain't seen him yet, but everybody tell me he's big. He's big." Talking to CD, he said, "I hadn't seen him yet, but Michael Gallup said he's big. He's big." And one thing I've screamed here about the Cowboys having a lack of a red zone threat. I don't know why you smiling. Y'all get your minds out the gutter. First of all, I just need y'all pause. Okay,
I was trying to be the adult in the room. I really was.
To get your minds.
I was trying so hard to be the adult in the room.
Y'all are kids. Really?
It's so imposing.
You can't tell us. You can't tell us.
I've heard that a lot, Chill, in my lifetime.
No, you have not.
You dropped a pause on availability like last month.
You're talking about me, baby.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. We've talked till we were blue in the face about the lack of a red zone threat. You talk about what can he add. That's what he can add. Something you can't coach. I talked to Dak about that. He said it's something you can't coach. That big body to go in red zone. He said he could still run. He told me he ran 23 miles an hour. He said he don't know what he ran to 40.
No pads.
Okay, he's a big boy. I mean, he can carry those pads. He carried them before. But the size, length,
girth,
all of
Stop.
it. I understand.
We talk about the red. You ask me what he can bring. Red zone threat, red zone option. You know, immediately he's an imposing figure target in the red zone. Slants. You know,
why stop looking at us?
I mean, because it's ridiculous. I got to look at Nick. I got to look at the youngest, maturest person in there. Slant. What he can do. I mean, obviously he hasn't played in a while. You're not going to expect him to catch 15, 20 balls or 50 balls, but just one or two opportunities there, one or two opportunities in the game, third down, red zone things, those are the things you're looking for.
Yeah. So, Jacques, talk about the practice squad. Not a game. They didn't sign to that practice squad.
Everybody does that.
So, we got a lot of games coming up here in November. Because of Thanksgiving. So, you got 2 Thursday games at the end. So, when would you say Bryant actually plays in the game? You already got to get the ramp up. Got to learn. So
that's a good question, Dub. Real talk, I say about a month, man. Because what's he gonna do? He's not a special teams guy, so he has to play. I mean, you can sit Michael Gallup 1 week if you wanted to, but or Jalen Tolbert. But when is that going to come? I have no expectations for a dude who's been out the league 5 years. I have zero. I have less than zero expectations. But he reminds me, now I had more expectations for this guy, but not a whole lot because he's old now, which is Julio Jones.
Okay.
When you add these guys, I look at it as, can you make a play to help me win a game at some point in the season? If you've done that, then it's all good. Who's our boy for the, who's that guy who came from the Lakers and played at Florida who helped the Mavericks win a championship? Corey Brewer. Corey Brewer was added, defensive guy. He had 1 quarter in the Mavericks 2011 run for the championship. Helped them beat the Lakers in game 2.
It's Pager. Same thing. Pager.
That's what he did. And so it's all good. But for that moment, he made a play to help you win a game.
It's a minimal investment.
Yeah.
You didn't do, we screamed last week. I know you was gone, but we were screaming last week about them not doing anything in the trade deadline, not trying to improve their team. Well, this was an opportunity to improve. I mean, or add to the roster and really see that we've all talked about the lack of red zone threat. So this is a guy that potentially has that. There's no guarantees. But but there's a no-lose proposition here.
Yeah. So we'll go back to the question, Nick. You've got the Giants this week. Then it's at Carolina. Thanksgiving against the Washington Commandos. And then after that, it's another Thursday game against Seattle. Do you anticipate him playing, you think, in any of those games that are this month in November?
I think with the caveat that it's best case scenario and everything goes according to plan for Bryant and what they would think, then I would say Commanders is probably the earliest you could possibly see him. But again, that's if he can ramp up to football speed before then. That's if he can learn the NFL playbook again. That's if they need that presence that they've been lacking in the red zone. If they continue to need that going into that Commanders game, I think that's a really good opportunity to throw him out there and see what he could do. But then you run into the issue of who do you make inactive? Who do you sit?
That was my issue.
And that's it's another funny wrinkle in all of this. Really quick, a really funny wrinkle in all of this. That it really doesn't matter. He only has 2 numbers that he can use if he's on a game day: 36 or 41. He's going to be wearing an ugly number if he hits the field.
Really?
So got to put the 41 on.
When you've been out the league and been through the demons he talked about,
yeah,
whatever number they put him on.
Yeah, you'll wear 000 if you have to.
Of course, he can wear 0.
Nah, he definitely could not.
Why?
It wouldn't happen. I've already heard that there are conversations about putting him at 0, and it was very strictly no.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying because that's available.
It's reserved.
Okay, yeah, because I know that's what Michael wants. But but getting back to him, I'm just saying you're talking about ramping up games and when he could play. I mean, that's what we have to do. Who's going to sit? These things work themselves out. Okay. They always. I mean, Turpin almost got hurt. He had rib injuries on the injury report today. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's just But I do believe that at some point, whether Cowboys play someone at home, there going to be some garbage games here that you can get him in and get him an opportunity to play and get some.
But he got to be up for it.
But he has to get back in football shape. Let's get him in shape, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. Mike McCarthy said not playing fantasy football. We're talking about Brandon Cooks getting the 2 targets.
Quit trying to force that ball to that man.
I mean,
it's only the media. The Cowboys passed for 374 yards, and we sitting there belaboring Brandon Cooks' targets. Why?
you were asking the question. We didn't
No, I wasn't. I really wasn't. That was some other people. I asked about.
Brandon Cooks didn't come out your mouth?
It was only in a sense of I was asking. Now let me finish.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Okay, I was not complaining about the targets. I was asking them because there's, like I said, I don't know. Jesse Holly was tweeting about today. People get on Twitter and they watch all 22 and they think they know the game. Okay, so a lot of people were complaining that when Dak threw the Schoonmaker, Cooks was wide open, and so I was asking about that play. And I was asking about the choices he had on that play. I was not complaining or questioning the lack of targets, as a lot of people are. And I don't think that the lack of targets, him getting 2 targets, is the reason why they lost that game at all. And if you want to, complain about the decision he made on who he should have thrown to, it was a decision to throw to Tolbert on 4th down against Bradbury when Ferguson was wide open over the middle. But they were trying to pick on Bradbury on 4th down. But none of those targets, they really, laid an egg by not getting the ball to Cooks. Now, big picture-wise, yes, you signed Cooks, you brought him here, you traded for him to use him, but they spread the ball around. It wasn't an issue of them not spreading the ball. I mean, CD got the ball a lot, but Gallup touched the ball, Turpin touched the ball, Tolbert touched the ball, the tight ends touched the ball. It wasn't like, they weren't trying to spread the ball around. It just didn't get to Cooks.
It don't never get to him, though. I think that's the bigger. It's not really about the Philadelphia game. It's about the bigger issue of why is this guy who's been good everywhere he's been can't seem to get off
on
here.
Pace for season low.
And it could be because they can't run the ball. And what I mean is if teams play too deep and you can't run against a 7-man front, but what does Brandon Cooks do? Stretch the field and go deep. And if you can't run it in that formation to make them bring the safety down, then maybe a lot of the routes that he runs aren't available because you can't run the ball.
So just going over the target numbers here. On Sunday, CeeDee Lamb, 16. Jake Ferguson, 10. Jalen Tolbert, 5. Michael Gallup, 3. Tony Pollard, 5. Brandon Cooks, 2. Kevontae Turpin, 1, and a touchdown. Luke Schoonmaker, 1, and a nullified touchdown. Hunter Lipke, 1. To ask the question, why is Cooks only getting 2 targets and 1 catch for 7 yards? When we were at training camp, we saw there was a connection. We thought this thing was going to look a lot better than it has looked, and I think that is a legitimate question. Earlier in the year, we asked about Michael Gallup, and Mike stood up there and said, we need to help. We need to get Gallup.
Well, he said that about Cooks, too, a couple weeks ago. And then Cooks caught touchdown, caught past 2 games. I mean, he's the previous 2 games, he's had an impact. He made plays. I mean,
so you're good with it. That's what I'm saying. You good with Cooks? Good.
I'm good with the pass offense right now. When Dak and CD have it going like they have it going, and Dak is, I think, his last 3 games, he's playing the best football of his career. I know, but you're saying I'm only talking about Cooks. But
that's what I'm asking.
But we're talking about the pass offense.
I'm talking about Cooks.
But we're talking about the Cooks. Cook is a part of the pass offense. So
it's more important that the pass offense work than Cooks get his touches.
Exactly.
So Jake Ferguson with 10, Cooks with 2. You good?
But I'm not about fantasy football.
Jake Ferguson been productive. So
I am good.
Jalen Tolbert with 5, Cooks with 2.
I am good with the pass distribution the last 3 weeks, yes.
As long as CD is on this heater that he's on right now, I agree with Clarence, but it's not going to last forever. Like, CD can't stay this hot forever, and I think whenever he does finally cool down, that's where you start to see the increased targets for
like
Cooks.
Basketball jump shots. When you get hot,
CD gonna stay hot.
What are you talking? This ain't no jump shot. This ain't no basketball.
He gonna be hot, or he gonna be on the sideline by himself.
CD's on a fantasy team.
This ain't no basketball jump shot. What do you mean he's not gonna be hot? I mean, just give him the ball.
Not hot.
I'm just saying he can't maintain that pace for 8 games.
What I'm saying is, what you're really saying is that they're going to do things to take CD away.
Exactly.
And when they do that, they're going to go to Cooks.
There's Cooks and then there's Gallup.
Because the routes Cooks are running, you don't think that some of these, it's funny because everybody's kicking you wanted at Arthur Smith's in Atlanta's butt because he says Bijan Robinson doing a lot of things away from the ball. A lot of things Cooks is doing a lot of things away from the ball. Okay,
killing fantasy teams in the
it
process.
ain't about fantasy football, but some of the stuff he's running, maybe opening some things up for other guys, and as soon as they do some things and give CD more attention, the ball will come to Cooks. But I don't think there's an issue of them ignoring him.
Okay.
And again, the way Dak has played the last 3 weeks, what we complain about the pass offense? Let's complain about the running game. Maybe we use CD. Maybe we throwing some hitches to be part of the running game and reverses. But let's not complain about the pass game. Complain about the offensive line. Let's complain about the blocking.
People are legitimately asking the question about a guy that you made a trade for and you brought in. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yes, the run game is an issue. But I also kind of come back into this because they ran the ball 21 times for 73 yards. It's Philadelphia. That's a tough run defense. That's tough. And by the way, Dak Prescott
it's not just a Philadelphia issue though.
It would be different if they hadn't had that trend throughout the entire season. It feels like.
No.
And I go back. Okay, so
Zero creativity in the run game.
So the Ram game, 26 carries, 102 yards, and they passed the ball 34 times. And then the Charger game, 26 carries, 96 yards rushing as a team, 1 touchdown versus 30 passes.
And Dak was the leading rusher though. It's the devil in the details.
Yeah. They ain't run the ball. Quit trying to act like they had.
Gentlemen, we're making discussions here. We're making discussions, which, the great Michael Gelkin asked about Rico Dowdle and whether or not Rico Dowdle needs to get involved here.
Nah, he don't. He good. Rico Dowdle's cool, but he good.
Does Tony Pollard need to have more carry, less? I mean, how do we feel about that?
For me, Tony Pollard is an ideal complementary back. Like
Okay.
he could be the best complementary back in the NFL, and that's not a bad thing. Like being a complementary back is not a horrible thing. You look at the numbers he did last year; they're right on par with what he's done this year as a lead back and being able to be a bell cow type guy. That's just not who he is. I wish they had brought someone in to.
You don't get the best from
guy.
him, clearly. When he's the lead guy doing all the dirty stuff.
Yeah.
And I say that because he hadn't had a run of 20 yards or more since Arizona. And his thing is big play. I mean, the reason why everybody was so hot and bothered about him is he's a big play guy in a league where running backs don't create big plays the way he was doing it. He's got 25 touchdowns in his career, and only 9 of them have been less than like 20 yards. He averaged 33 yards a touchdown last year. His 2 touchdowns this year is 1 yard and 2 yards. That ain't his game.
That is wild.
Former GM Mike Lombardi had made a comparison for Pollard and saying Pollard is a lot like Christian McCaffrey. He said when Carolina was trying to use McCaffrey as kind of this hammer, he wasn't as good as when Kyle Shanahan got him and has put him in a situation where he's able to do some different things. But Kyle also uses several different backs here. So I'm just kind of wondering what is it that you do? So I thought Michael Gelkin's question to Coach McCarthy had some legitimacy in terms of about Rico Dowdle, that he was trying to go down that hole and say, what are we seeing or not seeing here, which is why I bring that to the table.
I think that the issue is more the blocking than the running backs. I mean, we can talk about the running backs all day, but where are the holes? Where are the creases? I mean, the dirty little secret about this Cowboys team, even going back to last year, the offensive line has been poor. The blocking has been poor. I mean, somebody just put up. I mean, the Cowboys pass blocking is like ranked 18th in the league, and we saw. What Terrence Steele was awful this past week, but you could go same thing with the blocking in the running game. It's been bad, and certainly Pollard overcame that last year with his big plays, but there are not a lot of holes out there. And Terrence Steele is supposed to be a great run blocker. He hasn't run or pass blocked well.
I can really only point at 3 guys that have been above average, in my opinion, when it comes to run blocking so far this season, and only 2 of them are offensive linemen. You got Tyler Smith at left guard, Zach Martin at right guard, and then Jake Ferguson at tight end. And the one thing about all those guys is none of them are next to each other. And so when you have that, there's no combo blocks, there's no creating the big holes that you can get for big running lanes like we saw with Tony Pollard last year or a few years back with Zeke. It's just, I don't feel like there's enough consistency up front. That's been my biggest thing on this offense as a whole since probably the Arizona game.
All right, let's get a break in here. Coach McCarthy coming up at the bottom of the hour right here on DallasCowboys.com radio. This is the Media Match. You got Jock Taylor, Nick Harris. You got Clarence Hill, me, Newey Scruggs, the better the Q Dogs right here. We'll do that right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Don't put off getting your oil changed, Dallas. Take 5 Oil Change, a proud partner of the Cowboys, is faster than you think. There's no appointment needed and no waiting room. Yep, you heard that correctly. Take 5 is so fast, you don't even have to get out of your car. You can take advantage of Take 5's fast, friendly, and simple service at any of their locations across the Dallas area. And remember, at Take 5, you stay in your car because they're faster than you think. Take 5, the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code Cowboys VIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code Cowboys VIP.
They say champions are remembered, but legends are never forgotten. United Ag and Turf offers a winning lineup of John Deere equipment built to tackle any challenge on and off the field. Legendary John Deere tractors, combines, residential mowers, commercial mowers, compact construction equipment, Gator utility vehicles, and a full line of golf and sports turf equipment. United Ag and Turf, the official Ag and Turf equipment supplier of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com to find a location near you.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash right here on DallasCowboys.com. We got Jacques Taylor, we got Nick Harris, you have Clarence Hill, me, New Express, the new dog, right here on DallasCowboys.com. So let us dive into the New York Football Giants because it feels like nobody's talking about the Giants. And they're 2-7. Daniel Jones out for the year. This is a team they wiped the floor with in week 1. But here comes the rematch. This Cowboy team not good. Would you go get the Pac-Man, Jones? You go get the Pac-Man? It's the Giants, dude. It's the Giants, dude.
It's the Giants. What, do we need to talk about the Giants? And we got Cowboys. I mean, really, do we need to? The Cowboys, Dak said they running their own race. Ain't nobody worried about the Giants.
They wasn't worried about the Cardinals.
I'll say this: the Cowboys are a bigger opponent to the Cowboys this week than the Giants.
Right.
I feel like that's the case for the next 3 weeks.
The Giants don't.
Isn't that always the case?
Tell me
like last week.
Tell
Same
me.
old thing
That
last
is
week.
very fair.
No.
We beat ourselves, guys.
But tell me who the Giants quarterback is.
Danny DeVito.
We got the brother.
No, it's
Tyrod Taylor.
No.
Is Tyrod out?
Yes.
Tommy DeVito.
You bet the word DeVito, right? Danny DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. These Syracuse and Illinois. Is that what he played?
It's ugly, man.
But still.
The tight end is out. They traded one of their best defensive linemen.
Leonard was gone, but I when they signed when they did the Waller deal, I'm like, come on, guys.
But again, the Giants were averaging 6 points a game. I mean,
6 points at home was still. But
they're 6 points a game.
Yeah.
I mean, between them and the Jets, I mean, they ain't scoring no touchdowns.
Get beat by Antonio Pierce. drilled by.
Drilled by the Raiders in disarray. I mean, this ain't the Cardinals. I'm sorry. You said the Cardinals. This ain't the Cardinals.
Josh Dobbs ain't walking through that door.
And secondly, the Cowboys don't lose at home, and they they don't only win at home. They blow folks out at home.
All the more reason why you got to pay attention.
All the more reason why you have to trust that the Cowboys will take care of business at home because they take care of business at home like nobody's business the last 2 years.
For me, these next 3 weeks are a really good opportunity to figure out your problems in depth and try some things to figure out what does work, and also get some guys involved that maybe haven't been able to get going this year. Well, you talk about the running game and Tony Pollard. Figure out some things that make it work. Throw some creativity into the offense. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, you're still going up against Dexter Lawrence on Sunday. You're going up against a quality run defender. So figure out some things. Figure out how to get Brandon Cooks involved. Maybe get Deuce Vaughn on the field. See if he can get some action. But for me, these next 3 games, it's about about working out kinks, and if you lose any of these 3 games, then it's a massive disappointment.
Yeah, the next 2 especially, because you go on the road to Charlotte, North Carolina, to face the Carolina Panthers, who have Frank Reich as their head coach, who I didn't think Frank could be as bad as he was in Carolina in Indianapolis last year, and he is doing that. Wow, what a bad choice.
I got a trivia question for you guys. Do you guys know who the last number 1 overall pick at quarterback that the Cowboys beat in his rookie season? They faced 8 of them. Do y'all know who the last one that they beat was?
In the rookie, it wasn't Derek Carr.
It was not. It was neither Jameis Winston.
Derek Carr
Neither was it Jameis Winston.
Number 1, Carson Palmer.
Nope.
It's probably some old dude, man.
It is some old dude. I'm making
Steve
sure.
Markowski.
Does it have anything to do with the Giants game? I'm just trying to figure out why we answer this question.
It's about Carolina. It's about Carolina here.
Kerry Collins.
It is Vinny Testaverde.
Vincenzo.
Back in 1971.
See, I thought we were talking about
No.
71.
71. It wasn't 71. That's
71? Why you wasn't even born yet?
Hold on.
Vinny wasn't even playing college.
Vinny wasn't born
Hold on.
yet.
Give me a moment.
70.
It was a Testaverde. Hold on.
Oh my God!
Vinny didn't come out till like 86.
I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back to this.
And you can't be bringing up trivia
set
Right.
Set up the
It was 1971 though.
Craig
It was
Morton
1971.
That's probably
But it
Archie
wasn't Vinny Testaverde.
Yeah, it wasn't.
then.
It definitely
Goodness
wasn't.
gracious.
His rookie year was 87.
That's what I'm saying.
Buccaneers
Yeah.
weren't even a franchise. 71. They didn't get the lead till 76.
Jim Plunkett or Archie Manning.
Man, goodness gracious, man, stop it.
Hold on a second.
I want nah, go ahead. I want
Nah, I'm curious.
Who
Nah,
was the
I'm
number
curious.
1 pick in the 71 draft? Just Google the 71 draft.
Buccaneers.
It wasn't the Buccaneers.
That's funny. I mean, John McKay was still UNC.
It was Plunkett. It was Plunkett. 1971. There
Oh
we go.
my God.
Yeah, old quarterbacks. I don't waste my time with
Yeah,
them.
you remember what team
You wasted our time.
I did. I certainly
You remember
did.
the team you played for?
The New England
The
Patriots.
New England
Yep.
Patriots. Remember when he went to school?
Stanford.
Couldn't tell you that.
Stanford
Couldn't tell you
University.
that.
You know
There
what?
go.
You know about his parents?
Could not tell you that
Do
either.
you know he won the Super Bowl?
Again, I'm not good at trivia.
Do you
We've
know
already
he-
determined that
Do
here.
you know he won the Super Bowl?
Do what?
He
You
won
know
the
he won
Super
the
Bowl.
You couldn't tell me that either.
With the Raiders.
Really?
The Raiders. 1-2 with the Raiders.
1-2.
Back when they ran like I formation every play.
Wow, you
Yeah,
did
to
the
Marcus Allen.
70s?
Yeah, to Marcus Allen.
This is the Roger Staubach era now?
He was never the straw that stirred the drink.
Jim Plunkett, 1971.
Heisman Trophy
These
winner.
young folks, boy. These young folks. Boy.
I got something for you.
What you got for us? Anyway, getting back to the Cowboys and the Giants.
Did you know Vinny played for the Cowboys?
Yeah, I did know that.
Okay.
I did know that.
All right.
I did know
There you
that.
go. He won a Thanksgiving Day game. Came off the bench. Won a
know
Thanksgiving
that.
Day game. Yeah. And their starter, Drew Henson.
The name of this episode just has to be Trivia Night.
Bad trivia night.
Bad trivia night.
Gosh. What do you make of the Cowboys defense, against the Eagles? And
If they could have gotten one of the 3 fumbles,
that's what's so crazy.
it's probably a different
The
game.
last one.
last
they
one,
gifted them. I almost remember Herm Edwards against the Giants
Right.
when they gifted them the game with the handoff, and it was a fumble right there. Like they're running out the clock, and they fumble the ball, and Mike is right there, and he can't get on it.
Ultimately, I come back into this. I'm sure you guys have all felt the same way. You and I talked about Sunday night on Channel 5. You had all the opportunities. You had every opportunity to win this football game, and you didn't do it. The issue is this is now who you have truly become as a franchise. This is what we're used to. You beat yourself. You don't take advantage of the opportunities, and then you go in the locker room afterwards, and we get the same old stuff. Well, we just got to clean some things up. Don't make these mistakes. We beat ourselves. It's the same old thing. You're not getting it done.
I have a different take because after the 49ers game, that's what the Cowboys were. They don't get it done. They get blown. They don't show up.
Okay.
In big games. Well, I think this has been a different team since the 49ers game. And although they didn't win that Eagles game, I think this remains a team on the rise because of the offense still showed the difference. And Dak has just been a different player since that 49ers game. Yeah, they didn't get it done. Ultimately, the bottom line is the bottom line. You are what your record says you are, and they didn't get it done when it matters most. But when you're measuring contenders in the NFC, the way the Cowboys played Sunday, even though they didn't get it done, they are there.
So let me just stand where
They are there.
after the Niner game. Is there any coincidence from an offensive standpoint? That's when CeeDee Lamb came out and they're like, I'm not happy. And
Well, it's more than it's CeeDee Lamb, but it's also Dak using his legs. They're just, especially with the way this offense, he has to use his legs, being dual threat Dak.
Cool.
The first 2 first downs, he ran for them.
Yes.
And that helps open up a couple of big plays because him scrambling and making plays and with his legs to throw the ball down the field. This Dak, the way Dak is playing right now, Dak gives them hope. That they can change their outcome in the future. They didn't get it done, but I don't think this is a same old, same old.
All right, let us wrap up this edition of the Media Mash. Coach Mike McCarthy coming your way at the bottom of the hour, so I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to get upstairs so they can hear what Coach has to say, and we'll listen to him talk about Martavis Bryant and how large receiver he is. So,
somebody just texted me and says, "Hayes, the young dude with that trivia."
Hey, there we go. Tell him I said what's up.
Bro told me to haze him, so I got to haze
why
him.
you got to touch him?
I had to haze him. He told me to haze him. He got a text message from Atlanta.
Hey, man.
Haze the young dude with the trivia.
I'll carry the helmets. That's
I
all
don't know
me.
what hazing is. Something I've been a part of. So speak for yourself and whatever it is you do.
I'm sorry, Derek. I had to hit him.
Ada, theta.
I'll carry the helmets out of here.
The good Q. I'm the good Q. Clarence Hill, Nick Harris, Jock Taylor, I'm Newey Scruggs. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here on the Media Mash on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?